on. Let's make my mom and May proud, huh?
It's amazing. But there's one thing.
Pizza time.
Anytime is pizza time in my book, Spidey Squad. But regardless, welcome back, true believers and all you spectacular Spidey fans, to another very interesting Marvel Spider-Man 2 related video. Or to be a bit more precise, is that we are going to be talking about Marvel Spider-Man 2, as well as Marvel's Wolverine, and all the other upcoming AAA experiences that are currently in development within PlayStation Studios. And on top of all that, is that we may end up getting the luxury of being able to see more of these projects in action relatively soon. So if you're someone like me who's beyond hyped to see the future of Spider-Man, Wolverine, and all these other amazing Marvel heroes thrive within the gaming industry, then definitely be sure to thwip that like button and subscribe to the channel for even more Marvel Spider-Man 2 and other Marvel games videos down the line. So all of these brand new PlayStation updates do come from a fresh article which was posted by PlayStation Lifestyle. And while this information might seem a bit basic at its surface level, it still does a rather good job of painting a broader picture as to what exactly PlayStation is currently doing within its production pipeline, as well as how exactly they're planning on continuing their production going forward. Whereas the article states is that PlayStation Studios is aiming to continuously release hit titles, and that Sony Group in particular has said that PlayStation Studios are aiming to quote-unquote consistently and continuously release hit games. To achieve this, Sony Interactive Entertainment is making an effort to refine its development processes and release schedules. And for the case of PlayStation Studios directly, which obviously includes Insomniac games themselves, is that they will be fully developing all their upcoming games underneath a brand new management structure. And to catch you all up on the previous news that has been occurring within PlayStation, is that things haven't been all that great. Where having previously acknowledged that PlayStation Studios are struggling with maintaining sustainable profit margins despite releasing best-selling games, Sony announced that it was restructuring the PlayStation division. As part of the process, more than 900 roles were eliminated, which unfortunately did include individuals who worked at Insomniac Games. But since then is that a new management structure was implemented under joint CEOs Herman Holst and Hideaki Nishino, which I've actually already done a full video breaking down that news that you should definitely check out if you haven't already. And because of this new leadership going on within PlayStation, which is fully being led by both Herman and Hideaki respectively, is that announcing its first quarter financial results for fiscal year 2024 yesterday, Sony told investors in an earnings call that the studio business group is strengthening its development schedule management and optimizing development projects in order to consistently and continuously release hit titles. Meanwhile, Sony's platform business group will focus on maintaining and expanding the number of active PlayStation users while strengthening user engagement. The goal is to establish a stable earnings base as a matter of priority. PlayStation did not release any major first-party blockbusters this year, but did publish quite a few console exclusives. 3 smaller first-party games are still scheduled for fall of 2024, including Concord, Astrobot, and LEGO Horizon Adventures. But other than those 3 main games, we still don't necessarily know the future of what PlayStation is cooking up other than that of games like Marvel's Wolverine. And while PlayStation has remained pretty silent these past few months ever since their previous state of play, a lot of people are still wondering as to when exactly we could see a massive AAA first-party PlayStation showcase occur, which will hopefully be chock full of brand new and exciting game reveals. Well, like I've been saying in all my previous videos, is that if we are to receive any type of PlayStation showcase, it will more than likely take place in the time frame of this fall. And if we're lucky, that time frame could end up happening sooner rather than later within next month of September. But it's also been heavily speculated and essentially teased that this potential PlayStation showcase could end up being the reveal of a PlayStation 5 Pro, which would not only be a fantastic way to fully fully showcase all these brand new AAA PlayStation games to run on the best hardware possible, but it would also give possible new consumers the chance to fully invest in the best hardware imaginable for a platform that they might not potentially own. And to clarify that even further, is that we might have just received some inside info as to what exactly the PS5 Pro will bring to the table in comparison to the base PS5 console. Whereas this info was unveiled from WCCFtech.com, which is a very reliable gaming industry source, is that the PS5 Pro PSSR upscaling will make it feel like 100% faster than the base model, and will also allow some games to go from medium to epic settings. So during the latest episode of the Moore's Law is Dead Broken Silicon podcast, Alderaan Games founder Matthew Castles discussed the yet-to-be-revealed mid-generation refresh system and how its power and the PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution upscaler will improve games. Talking specifically about the studio's games, the console could allow them to activate ray tracing if the game already manages to run at 60 FPS on the base model without ray tracing. And regarding resolution, is that the console's additional power will allow games to be a little less blurry than on the base model, but it won't solve the issue entirely, and upscaling will continue to play a big role in the grand scheme of things, as game engines like the Unreal Engine 5 aren't getting any faster and will continue to need upscaling. Which, to remind all of you, is that Unreal Engine 5 is the system that is being used to currently develop the other upcoming Marvel games like Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra, as well as Marvel's Iron Man and Black Panther, which are surely going to look drop-dead gorgeous, if not essentially lifelike, if they end up running completely on a PS5 Pro. And with the PSSR, however, that will make the PlayStation 5 Pro actually feel like 100% more powerful than the base models to developers, split between 50% of actual improvements and the other 50% brought by upscaling. Discussing the PlayStation 5 Pro leak specs further, is that the Alderaan Games founder feels that the aforementioned limited CPU and RAM improvements aren't going to be a massive problem, as the vast majority of console games aren't CPU bottlenecked, and only some of the biggest games with the biggest development teams would be able to take advantage of additional amount. The GPU improvements, on the other hand, may allow some games to run with the equivalent of epic settings instead of the medium settings usually used for the base model. The additional power may make it easier for developers to implement 120Hz modes with further tweaking of the graphics settings. So to clearly sum that up to all you guys who might be a bit lost with all the tech talk, is that this potential PS5 Pro model is not only going to make games look and run better than the base PS5, but it's also going to allow every single one of these developers who are currently working on PlayStation games to make them the best that they can possibly be, which will also make the creation of the game easier on all the hardworking devs. And I know for a fact that for me, is being able to simply replay the Venom mission in Marvel's Spider-Man 2 while maxing out every single setting that is included within the game will be nothing short of a dream come true. But again, taking all that into consideration with all these other upcoming AAA PlayStation games like that of Marvel's Wolverine, will only help in giving console gamers the best experience possible. And being able to see all the upcoming AAA PlayStation games which will run fully enhanced on a PS5 Pro is genuinely going to be a sight to behold. And I honestly cannot wait. But with all that said, everybody, that's the video I have for all you today, and please let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about all this PlayStation news that is currently happening within Sony's production pipeline? And besides an upcoming game like Marvel's Wolverine, which other AAA PlayStation title would you like to see be unveiled running on a PS5 Pro? Let me know what you think. Be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy, and for more Marvel Spider-Man 2 and other videos like this down the line. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay spectacular, Spidey fans, and until next time, peace out.